How we doing today, folks? Welcome to Just Convos. Today I'm here with the great Dr. John Wilson, the Fathership Foundation. Thank you for
What's
giving
up
me.
with you, man?
Thank you very much, man, for giving time. I actually wanted to do this interview about a year ago.
Okay.
If you go through your comments, you'll see me in there a couple times commenting on things, trying to get your attention.
All right.
Luckily, we had a mutual friend who reached out and gave me the information. I was able to give you a call, and now we're here today.
The rest is
So
history.
I want to thank you again, man, for
No
even
problem,
giving me your
man.
time, Doc. Thank
Anytime,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Anytime.
So, as with this conversation, first thing I ask people is like, did you grow up in Philadelphia?
Nah, man. I'm from actually Southeast San Diego.
Okay.
I went to Encano Preschool. If you from there, you know that's the hood.
Okay.
I'm from Southeast, Logan Heights. It's all been gentrified. I moved to Skyline, and then around East Side Poverty Roll in the 80s, all that stuff.
Okay.
And I moved to, so I'm from the 30th Street area, Ocean View, Memorial Park area. And then I moved here when I was 15, turning 16.
Okay. So
That's when the move
when move happened.
That's
15.
when I'm coming here, Jerry curl, ski jacket, Chucks, you know what I mean, trying to find new friends and all that.
How was it when you first got here for you? How was the adjustment?
It wasn't, I was uncomfortable, man. I wanted to just go home.
Yeah.
Cause you know when you're a kid,
At 15, you done decided how your life was going to be. So I can imagine coming
Yeah,
into a
and
whole
then,
new culture.
And a whole new,
Wasn't no Jerry curls here.
so it was culture shock.
Yeah.
So it was, let me think back. It was block haircuts,
Yeah.
Reebok boots, starter jackets,
Yep.
Sixers, and the college Johns,
Yeah.
Stonewash.
So this is like
Theodore's.
88, 89? Was this?
No, it's like 86, 87.
Okay. 86, 87.
Yeah. And then crack is coming. It's coming at that point.
Yeah, crack is there.
Yeah, like
where I was at.
Like paid in full type time
Yep.
on East Coast. Yeah.
Okay. So did you go to school here when you came here, or you?
Yeah, so I went to I actually moved to the suburbs of Yaden,
Okay.
and that was tough, bro, because it was like
It's all white back then, right?
you come from the hood. Now it was blacks, but it was like bougie blacks,
different type of black people, yeah.
spoiled blacks, and you know kids is cruel,
Yep.
so they called us like the dirty family, and all that. I'm the oldest out of 12.
Whoa.
So back then,
all 12 of y'all came here together?
It was 9 of us at the time.
Okay.
So we had to live in my aunt's house, and my aunt was a civil rights activist.
Okay.
Or a goodness. She taught us Sayre. Then she taught
Sarah
us Overbrook.
Okay.
She the one that got all the graffiti off of Sayre.
Okay.
And then my aunt Katie, she was the president of the union at Oscar Mayer.
Okay.
So that was my family. And then she
So it seemed like you had a very studious family, kind of.
yeah, and my aunt Katie was the executive director of the Southwest Community Enrichment Center.
Okay.
For like 25 years. She's 80 something now, so I kind of picked up
Where she left
where
off.
she left off. And then my aunt Aura, goodness, she used to do the housing discrimination joint.
Okay.
So she'd act like she'd go to somewhere in Delaware County,
Try to see if they rent to it and they
and
don't.
they won't rent to it, and then she'd do a whole joint. Yeah. So I come from civil rights background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Social justice background.
Okay. Yeah. Growing up, I was raised more like in the Pan-African. So my dad was the school we went to was called Marcus Garvey Shule. So you know Marcus Garvey started UNIA. So when we were younger, we would go to UNIA and learn who we were, where we were from. So I have a real bad relationship with people that believe that they are better than us through their genetics, which is a lot.
Falsehood.
Yeah. So growing up, I always had a very strong understanding of who I was. Didn't mean I didn't go off the wrong track sometimes, but overall, I always
something to come back to.
Yeah, overall, I always knew who I was. So I understand.
We got that in common. So so in San Diego, it was like in Monterey, it was big on the Panthers. So it's big on Pan-Africanism.
Yep.
So I lived on Lisa Street across from Little Africa in San Diego. So even though we was poor, we didn't know we was poor.
It's too much of a community.
Yeah.
Everybody is sharing everything. Everything is sharing. Like it wasn't like go in the house, shut your door, don't let these people see. Yeah, it was more so we was all outside.
And
we had gardens. We had gardens in our neighborhood growing up. Even though we was right across the street from the projects. I grew up in Marvin and Diamond. 11th and Diamond, big tall projects.
Yeah.
Marvin and Diamond, they call them the small houses. We was called the nut ass niggas with houses.
Right.
but we had, because we had gardens and shit. And they didn't like us because we had houses, but the houses was like 2 apartments on top of each other. That's all the fuck it was.
Right,
the house is
right.
small as shit. But it was the first time, one of the first times where black people were allowed to participate in home ownership. And my dad was a strong advocate for everybody in his family at that time. Like, yo, go get these $13,000 houses. I don't give a fuck what you doing. Go get them. Whether it's in Francisville, Diamond Street, go get these.
Right.
Go get these houses. And a lot of the women in my dad's family listened to him, and a lot of them was able to cake off in these last couple of years with cashing out on those houses. But that's a whole nother story.
Interesting, man. So it's like it mirrors my experience almost. So my granddad, well, I'll get into that. My supposed to be granddad. My dad just passed in 2022.
Okay.
We found out some stuff about my lineage, my DNA, right? That was different. So, but back then, my granddad got the GI Bill, which a lot of black people didn't get.
A lot of people didn't get it for going to war.
Yeah, San Diego's a big military town.
Yep.
So you got North Island, Coronado, all that. And then my granddad was an engineer, and he, to this day, we had 4 houses in Southeast and Logan Heights. Mm-hmm. So like today it's gentrified, we still got 3 of them. Mm-hmm. One of them just went for $700,000.
That part.
Cashed out $60,000.
Yeah.
What you call it? What's the thing when they give you the money?
What you saying, like inheritance?
Inheritance. I just cashed out on that like last year, but it just shows about generational wealth.
That's the real generation. You cannot make generational wealth in five years, 5 months. That's the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard in my life.
So without the that's why I shitted on the kids last year with all the humble and all that. I got that inheritance, probably right back to the hood. But yeah, he got them 4 cribs. He got the 1 house and got more, and then he just passed. And then my dad passed, and then that's how I came down to me through the probate stuff and all that.
Yep.
But
I hate that part. That's a part
that was a lot. Probate,
because those attorneys they get like damn near 10% of it, and
yeah.
And we're going through it now because when we talked to my dad about setting up his will, no older person want to talk about when they're going to die. So I know that's a pivot real fast, but that's a deep joint because dealing in the room with people, and we all talking about, hey, when we die, this is what we want to happen. Even though it's some hard shit to do, I challenge everybody to really get that done.
But what I learned, and I want to tell people, is that there's laws. So, for example, my aunt died during COVID, right? And she was like the administrator of the estate, but she also had emotions too. So me and my sister, the heirs, we live on the East Coast. I'm a doctor. She got a master's in publishing, English, all this. So we were a little tiny bit more educated because on the East Coast, there's a lot of education. West Coast ain't no HBCU that I know of.
I think it's one in California.
Probably one, right?
In California, yeah.
But it's the heritage and the culture ain't there. So actually, how I got like exposed to this stuff was from a dude named McKinney, Pastor McKinney.
Okay.
He came to the middle of the hood and opened up a church.
Okay.
Then he opened up a soul food store. Then he opened up all on the same property. Then he opened up family and marriage counseling.
Okay.
He was a PO, and he.
This is in San Diego or Philadelphia?
In San Diego.
Okay.
George McKinney, and then he became a bishop, Church of God in Christ, and then he became a doctor. So I was able to see him do that because I started going to the church when I was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Dr. McKinney really influenced me.
So you saw
to
some
do all of this stuff. He put all the Black history into me. He because we in California, it's nothing there. It's like all new Black people that just got there in like the 40s, 50s after the war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so like we stuck. The heyday was like in the funk era.
70s, yeah.
And that's what shaped the music.
Yeah.
It shaped the whole culture because it was new.
Yep.
So when you hear everything got a bass line. That's why the West Coast is like that.
Yeah.
So I still got that foundation in me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we had some issues with our family, and my mom packed us all up in the car, and we drove to the East Coast to get to my aunt's, who was like studied. My aunt was educated in Denmark.
They was getting money. They was living a different
culture,
life.
Whole different life.
Especially being Darby back then.
Leadership life.
Yeah.
She desegregated in A and PA. My aunt, they burnt crosses on her lawn and burnt up their kids' bikes. Yep. She married interracial. She spoke Danish. She was a beast. Went to school in Denmark.
And she wasn't
marched
scared.
with King.
She wasn't scared.
Went over Delta in '53. You see what I'm saying? So like, I had a good academic culture in my family. And then my aunt, she was in the Navy. And then she was like in the professional world, but she always wanted to give back. So she opened up the center. Well, I don't think she opened up the center, but she was involved with the Southwestern community enrichment center for like years. So I just, when I came here, just like volunteering at King Sasson, doing all that.
But you're figuring out.
Yeah, like it was already a template made for us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's only right that I do this.
I see a lot of young kids that be here that you be teaching and working with. So 9 times out of 10, I know what the curriculum is like in a public school.
Yeah.
So how is it when they come here and start to see these people on these walls? How does these people on the wall affects those children?
I think in the easy answer, it affects them in a positive way, but it gives them something to return to after they mess up. Because a lot of times the culture is just too strong. It's a template made for you already to mess up, to be distracted. Yeah. But at some point when you get to that stage in development, when you can kind of be a reflective decision maker, you be like, Dr. Wilson told me this, or recall. It's like, oh, that's why Dr. McKinney made me do this and do the affirmations. That's why he told me to pick a career. That's why I'm a scholar first before I'm a beautiful girl. He taught me. So it's something to return to. So my thing is to plant the seed.
You plant the seed, you plant the seed, yeah.
But humans we don't have a shortage of intelligence. We got a shortage of formal education. Yeah. So we got geniuses and all that come through here. They be back.
It really are. Like, when I was young, like if I went to school now, they probably would try to label me or put me in the program or something when I was younger. Nothing was wrong with me. I just learned different from everybody. And I'm pretty well educated amongst my peers. People know I'm pretty smart guy, but I just never liked school. I didn't like school. Like I like to do other things than school. So it's funny, like when I went to a school that was a school called Marcus Garvey, they understood that about me and they put me in. I
don't deal with Marcus Garvey. I'm gonna talk like I don't mess with him.
Okay, I mean that's
the historical pro. That's cool. You raised on him.
I'm
a Du Bois boy. Yeah. If you look at the joint, like Garvey must go and all that.
I mean, listen. I mean, that's
all good.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It doesn't change nothing with us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I've
Garvey,
I've debated with some Jamaicans about it plenty of times. I tell
them, he
do
what he did. You know what I mean? I don't mess with Booker T. Washington either. Like I'll be on this.
See me, you'll be totally different. I guess you like W.D. Du Bois.
I love him to death.
So. It's even a poem where W.D. Du Bois and Booker T debate, and it's like seems to me says
He's
Booker
a hater, T. Man.
Yeah, well I like Booker T. So
you
can understand, bro. Like me and you, we were
total
opposite sides of the pit.
Freaking hater. So look, if you go in my bathroom in there, you taking a poop, you're gonna see Booker T. Washington when he was a young boy. That's how much I like Booker T. No, I'm just kidding. But he is in the bathroom. But I ain't like that speech he did at the Atlanta Expo. To pick up your buckets where they are. I hated that. And then I hated how he treated W. Because you know W.B. Du Bois was a young boy. Yeah. He tried to get a job in D.C. He like, yo man, can you give me a reference? You know what I mean? Help me get this job in D.C. Because you know W.B. Du Bois didn't die till like 68 or something. He was a young boy back in the 19 whatever.
Well spoken.
Right?
He was like the pick of the litter.
He was a boy from like up New England and all.
But
that.
I like Malcolm X over Martin Luther King too. So you know.
So you know what?
You know, me and you on the total opposite sides of the fence. But look, it's not even.
Apple don't fall too far from the tree. So he raised this way, I'm raised that way. We come together.
Yeah, no. But this is the thing though. But it's not like how like this ain't. I like the Eagles. You like the. Yeah. Now, we ain't on that BS. Like the thing about it is that just by talking to you and seeing your work, I know what your intention is for the youth. Yeah. And because I have seen people. It's more than one way to do it. So I've seen people go through the trades and have a pretty good life. I've seen people do education and have a pretty good life. But I also seen people go through education and get fucked. I've seen people go through the trades and get fucked. And the main thing is that because when you coming through these systems based on white supremacy and you're basing everything you do off them and you don't have no hustle in you, that's gonna kill you. So when I'm sitting out there talking to you, I realize, oh, he got hustle in him. And I got hustle in me. Like that shit you said about anywhere I work, I'm just working for the time being. Now I work a job now, but I've been through moments when I didn't work at all. And even the job now, I only work 6 months out the year, and I make it like that on purpose. I'm only going to give you 6 months. 6 months for myself. 6 months for you.
Even when I graduated from college, it was like I peeped early that I can't get nobody 8 hours a day, bro. I'm too big for that. I can't be in no classroom. But you see, I love the classroom. You see how I got it set up.
Yeah. But, it's different. It's a different style.
But when you're working for someone, they take all your time. Yeah. And you got to sacrifice that for the risk of entrepreneurship. So I try to like find a balance
It's hard because I mean, I'll tell you this much: everybody not built for entrepreneurship.
Nah,
and it's
you
not.
Can't take no salary for 2 years sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exact shit. 2 years,
Real
shit.
talk. Like, look,
hey,
man,
listen,
I spent
man,
a lot of money in this
you the last one to get paid, man. Like that's
fun.
Now it's funny though, but somebody that you was here talking with, somebody I do like watching is like Dan Dash when he's talking about being a business owner. Like no, like people that work for me, I've had people working for me older than me, younger than me.
Yeah.
I never came short with their money, none of that shit. But it's a lot of times I ain't get fucking paid. Like you know that shit is like. It's something you got to go through to understand because I like when I hear people talk big shit because everybody can deal with cash and carry. Everybody can deal with selling something, getting the money back.
Yeah.
But what can you deal with when you selling shit, paying people and not getting nothing back, and then still got to go in your pocket to keep the lights on? See, everybody can't handle that part, and that's the part I never hear none of these.
Tell you something. Around what's the date? What's this?
This is the 6th, I think.
Yeah, this when I know between the 1st and the 5th. I realize why I'm the fucking boss. The fucking boss, nigga. I pay this shit.
Yeah.
And that's how I deal with paying this shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm the fucking boss, nigga. Like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, I just kicked out for everything. I gotta get them TVs mounted. You're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this got to happen. These kids got to eat every day.
Yeah.
Can't nobody say, oh man, my child is hungry. Dr. Wilson, I'm hungry. I might go in there and grab. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But I get paid. I might not get paid a lot of money, but I get paid when I can see the impact I'm making.
Yeah, so I'll tell you this, Marcus Garvey Shule, everybody that worked there, pennies on the dollar. Even the lady that was there working, Mama Karima, who ran it, she would work at Temple in the summer. And she worked for the city in the summer. And that's how she was able to get her degree because she worked for the city. They paid for her to go to school. And she still came there and taught us, though, during the regular school system year. Her and all the teachers there, they sacrificed a lot to make sure that we would have a chance. Like I tell people all the time, man, my mom and dad raised me and my brothers and sisters. We was all supposed to be doctors and lawyers, hands down.
Yeah.
Just that, you know, as we talked out there, you know, when that crack era hit, and not that my parents was on drugs, the influence of seeing what I saw living on Marvine and Diamond, living around 27th Street.
Bro, let me tell you what, let me give you an example of what I was saying. I'm on Chester Avenue, 17, 18, I see the boy Frog pull up, white 535 with auto forms, no tent. You can hear all the highs and you can hear everything perfectly. And then you got, what's the name, the boy 55th Street pull up around him in the red one, auto forms. Blew my mind, bro. Seeing Bucky and Frog and them.
Shit, I don't know what they're doing. I gotta be a part of this shit.
Bro, it's like, yo, it's like, no, it's just like, I guess it's how the kids see the
It's like dopamine. It's really like a dopamine. It's like a dopamine. I don't know what they doing, but I gotta be a part of this.
Man, like it was so lit. Like you know what I mean? Like the wax jobs on the wheels.
Yeah.
And then we working poor people. So to see that, it's just like, wow, man, like I gotta do that. You know, you got talent. You know, your brain big. Like, I'm gonna do that.
I can figure out how to do it.
Do my way, but within the next 3 years, 4 years, then you pop out and just join. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's kind of like how it works.
Yeah. One thing about me, I never was a big show off. So like people didn't never know what I had until I started making big purchases. So like at 26 years old, I was able to amass enough to buy like a bar in a certain area that really had people like, oh shit, like. But I always was a shit talker. So like you'll somebody will pull up with their Benz.
I was always a shitter.
Yeah.
All dunks, no layups.
Yeah. I just talk shit. I mean? So if a guy pull up with this fancy ass car, I would tell him like, yeah, that shit look nice, but I can't walk around my buildings in my pocket. Matter of fact, tell your aunt to pay the rent next week. Like I used to kill him with that shit.
You had a good.
I had a different
actually
plan.
more mature way. I think.
Because I did because I watched everybody ahead of me, and I seen how you get the cars, you get all that fucking action, and that action usually slowed up your money. So 2 things I stayed away from: flossing too hard and anything to do with pills on J Street. There's 2 things I saw, and I stayed away.
Back then, let me tell you about them pills, right? The people from up here would go down there, and I noticed that everybody that do pills and got a pill post, somebody be getting shot or killed. York Street, J Street. Matter of fact, when York tried to open up, what's that little block up from York? Oh man, was scrapping all and was from Mel and all them dudes.
I won't even fry. I have no idea. Somebody watching.
So it's a block up, and they try to do the pills back then. This is like in the late 90s, like 98, 99.
Okay.
Right? But every time.
Bavaria? Was it Bavaria?
Yes.
Bavaria. Yeah, Bavaria.
Bavaria.
Yeah.
Block
Bavaria.
away.
Yeah.
And it was like on the corner when they got the little barbershop. I had to come up there and like chill with them when the One Piece Dickies was out.
Okay.
697. And then we'd go up there and I'm just like, I've always been from San Diego, so I'm always like looking, like, and I'm from outside looking in, it's like, them pills and that syrup, man.
Shit don't mix.
It was a small group of people that did that.
Yeah.
Now it's everybody.
Ain't it crazy?
It's on the song.
It's on the music.
Lean and all that.
Yeah, they talking about drinking heroin. Like
yeah, but the dudes was out here really laying stuff down. And guess what? Dudes were. I knew something with that stuff, like the anti-anxiety with the Xanax and all that. Yeah. Then dudes would take that stuff and then go do stuff and forget, and they go there and get killed.
Yeah, because the next day they'll be somewhere on their afters, all sitting down on the stupid shit. Somebody ride up on them.
Or just take dump and then go try to do stuff and die.
Get
killed trying to do stuff. I'm like, it's too many, something to do with because the robbers, why do they always take pills and syrup? Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's how it was back then.
And I started seeing the health risk. So if everybody my age started taking it in 95, 94, that's when I started seeing people my age taking. We might be 10 years apart. I was
I'm
born
53.
I was born in 79.
Okay.
So, I'm 48. 9 years apart pretty much. 8 years.
Like my brother age.
Okay. Yeah. So when now I'm seeing the guys, like, so when you get to be 15, you get to see who's going to be the next big guy coming up.
Yeah, look like it.
And I seen like 3 of the guys supposed to be the next big guys all fall off because of those pills. So I was like, I don't know what's in that shit, but I know I ain't going to touch that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't a heavy drug boy. I was crazy weed and 40 ounces. And
but that's it go weed, 40 ounces, and then it's like, then all of a sudden your crew may break apart because they going down J Street and you like, nah, I'm cool.
But the J Street dudes was more they was their own kind of dudes. Like,
see with us, it was like 10 of us. And I remember when 5 of us went down J Street, and the other 5 was like, "Man, we ain't fucking with that. We ain't fucking with that." And I seen what happened to them. Like, I seen one boy eating piece off the ground. I'm like, nah, I don't know shit make me eat no piece off the ground. Like, you know what I mean? And they thought that shit was funny, and I'm like, nah, that ain't for me. Plus, I knew that, man, we outside. You got to be on point at all times, so there's no reason to have something that's gonna make me be like that. So
I remember I drank that shit. I mean, I was running around with Champ from North.
Champ? Yeah.
It's my guy. He work with Fan now. It's my guy.
I thought they said he went like crazy.
Nah, good dude. He back together, man.
Everything
doing
straight.
positive. He doing positive stuff.
Oh, that's what's up.
He had a whole bunch of money. So
yeah.
He had we went. It was a bowling party. And I think who was there? Like Memphis Bleak.
Okay.
A couple of dudes, and we had that. We was doing some media stuff like this back then. No social media, and I drank some purple. And I was like, bro, I want to go to sleep.
I can't.
And I was like, I want to go to bed, bro. Like, this ain't my high. Like, I'm cool on that.
Yeah.
I just stuck the weed in beer most of the time.
Yeah. My shit was I'm a control freak. So if I'm gonna do something, it's gonna be when all that shit is over and everybody away from me and I'm home in the house.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm
a mature person, like, and personality wise too, probably earlier.
Yeah. I never hung with people my age, so I can't even tell you. I didn't even know who was my age until I got like in my 40s, in my late 30s. Okay. Is when I started to see people in my age, and I'm like, oh shit! I always thought those guys were like 10 years younger than me, and come to find out we was the same age. But I was always just with the people ahead of me. Plus, I had an older brother 2 years older than me.
A lot of guys, I was always the oldest, and then the guys I wanted to be like, then I couldn't hang with them because they was 3 years older. Like in my neighborhood, 4, but they was the ones that had all the money and all the money.
Cool. Yeah. Well, we came out in different times too, though. So like. It was less when you came out, more structure. It's less structure as I'm becoming older. Because
of the dime more. And a lot of y'all was running around just being like.
We was misfits.
After the Pac
bastards.
Era.
Yeah.
So Pac had y'all out here like. I come from the player dudes.
Listen, this Philadelphia, and a lot of people don't know this, but I will tell you, and they don't have to believe me. Tupac wasn't like that until after he died out here, man. Like, you was here in the night.
Nah. I'm gonna say this. Hold on.
This was more of a Biggie town.
That's true.
Yeah, all day.
But let me push back. It was the Dickie wearing dudes. The dudes that was like playing with pistols. They was on some Pac stuff.
Yeah, but like
to Pray, Second to Die, Face, and Pac. I see Death Around the Corner, and like them jail dudes, like it was clicking.
And
I'm gonna say this.
Let's just remember that
9697.
9697 Philadelphia.
Pioneer Elite Care is committed to treating each individual with dignity and respect. We take pride in providing quality care to those who require assistance at home. Contact us now.
Excellence is our standard.
Excellence is the rule,
Never the exception.
PioneerEliteCare.com.
Philadelphia is still extreme. So what's happening in
but
Southwest is
Biggie
different.
is definitely going to be.
Yo, Biggie is the one that hit through he hit in every neighborhood, every room. Because I remember Ready to Die is a Stick Up Kids album. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of it is Stick Up
whole
Kids.
John.
Yeah, and then the Player shit came out later.
But by the time Machiavelli dropped after he was dead.
Yeah.
It was a
Well,
and
Machiavelli. Hit 'em up had motherfuckers fighting everywhere. Like actually,
that's number one on the East Coast.
Hey yo, when Hit 'em Up came out, we got into a big ass brawl outside, arguing with some boys from DC. It was crazy, man. I'm talking about like I couldn't believe a rap.
I cried when he died like a nut. We the same age. I tell you what I was doing. I had the barbershop. So look, quick story. So how that shit happened? I'm riding with my man. We playing pot. I got the 300.
Okay.
We riding around. We blowing. Listening to Machiavelli.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Machiavelli was hard. The bomb first was
wake up early in the morning, the doom, 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 that joint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold your head. Mm-hmm. So it's like Pac was emotional. So like it was like how I dealt with stress and stuff, and like you know what I mean, as a young dude, right? So I'm riding around with my man, and then we going to open the shop as a barber. Mm-hmm. Open the shop, and he I had a gun on me, and then we go in the joint, and then I'm like, tell him it's a boy named Sean from Belmar. Niggas know him out here in Southwest.
Okay.
Malcolm brother that got killed. So I give him the pistol. I'm like, yo, put this behind the counter. We riding around like I gotta open the shop. But my joint is to do it. It's a poppy store now, 58th and Springfield. But that joint used to do it. Mm-hmm. So we open that gate, people start lining up, right? Mm-hmm. So I came in. Young people coming in.
The poppy store. So where was your barbershop?
Springfield. The poppy store now was my barbershop.
Oh shit!
Back
right there in the corner. Yeah, I know what that's at. Yeah.
Had that joint when Trucking was out here crazy.
Damn, that's crazy. That was a barbershop. I never knew that.
That was the shop here.
Wow,
right in Southwest, right?
Because there's another one up the street on the one on Chester. Well, the one on
Chester.
Chester.
That's my old head, Mr. Lou.
Well, I thought that was Big D. The boy Big D with the never mind. That's it.
So that was
in the early 2000s. I used to see him in that shop all the time.
So
and then it's a boy across the street.
Before I opened up, it was Mr. Lou John Malik's.
Okay.
That was the Southwest John.
Okay.
We opened up 9-6. By 9-9 and all that, we were popping, right?
Okay.
So around like 9, I think like 9-7, I'm running around selling pistols and AKs and all this stuff. And what happened? What's the story I'm talking about? Forget my thought.
You talking about the barbershop shit. And
Yeah. So I'm trying to think about what about it. Okay, all right, bet. So around that time, I go into the shop. I'm about to open on a Saturday morning. I'm riding around blowing. And then I park the car up, and then we go inside and start cutting. I pass the pistol to my man and say, put it behind the counter. I'm about to cut. Then I cut him. He steals the pistol. And I don't see her no more. So his mom lived on Belmar. So I know he's going to come back and see his mom around that time. He didn't. We wait. I'm waiting. Then I'm outside one day. I'm on my Pac shit. I see him outside. He walking up the block with all these dudes. So he keep coming up. Now I'm known for rumbling. I'm known for rumbling.
Okay.
I'm a freak of nature. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'll knock you right out. Don't stand close to him, he's gonna knock you right out.
Okay.
Right? Cause I don't if I know it's on, I'm just gonna turn it up. Cause I already know I might lose or whatever, I might as well just tear off on you.
Yeah.
Right? So they coming up the block. So I used to smoke weed. So you used to get your keys and I used to have guns all over the place, and I can't remember where I put them. So they come walking up the block, and I'm like, I got you, right? So I'm looking for a little pistol, boom, 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 boom. I grab a little 32 that I had in there. Boom. Cause I'm in the Wild Wild West, right? Back at that time. So he gives the block, he wanted to rumble. I'm like, no, sir, right? Where my gun at? So I pop him, and he run around there. But I was so loved so much, right, that everybody was just like, he's a good dude. Like, he don't bother nobody. Like, he'll get it in with you, but he's really just trying to help the youth and all. Back then, like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was still a college boy back then.
Okay.
So he go around 57th Street, around there with Keefy that got killed and all them, at Malik's, and they like, nah, we're not going around there with him, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I was on my pocket shit, like, where's he at? Let me shoot you. You know what I'm saying? Like, makes no sense when I think back right now. You know what I mean?
No, because
on my pocket shit.
when you're in, I would say when you're in an insane environment, you have to go insane to survive.
So look,
that's
the second part of that story is, all right, Pop dies.
96 on September 96.
Right, and I'm drinking, smoking weed. I got a cold. I got some Mucinex or something, so I'm a little off of that, and I'm drinking the St. Ives Special Brew.
The red one, or
the grape, whatever the grape John is.
Okay.
Blowing. This is a stupid moment, and I got a K sitting on, right. So I'm going through with Belmont. They know.
Belmont
Like,
Terrace,
people around here, they know what it is.
Okay.
58 from Belmont, 57 from Belmont. So 58. So the Belmont. So I got my man Pops used to cut a CO out Delaware County. CO was a good dude. So I was the only one in there. It was kind of late. So I'm in there grieving over Pac. Like, damn, man, they killed my man. So boy comes in like, yo, Pop's here. He's like, nah. He said, yo, it's dudes outside. They like this. They about to come in here. I'm like, man, let them come, bro. Right?
You got the AK.
I got the K right there. So they come up. It's just the time was so wild, wasn't it? So they come in. They seen that banana clip.
The exit.
He said, want me to lock this door? I'm like, nah, leave my door open, bro. Like, I don't even play like that. You know what I'm saying? So they come in and they like, oh man, we just wanted to find out, we just make sure that you wasn't shooting at us. That's all.
Yeah,
we cool.
Yeah.
And me and them dudes, Los and them and Doe and them, we cool to this day.
Yeah, I got
you know what I'm saying?
I got stories like that at my bar, man. I choose not to. Like I said, the people
chasing
who
the dudes, taking powder out of it. I can imagine. You know what I'm saying?
I got stories like that, and I understand. Like that's what I'm saying. It's a certain type of aggression, especially when you're a business owner in a poor neighborhood. If you don't draw the line with people, and there's a lot of people from down Strawberry Mansion. A lot of people who don't like me to this day. A lot of people who did like me. They understood me because I was business first, bullshit later. But there's some people to this day that when they see me, it's a weird thing with us. Like it's just like we got like a weird energy, and it's like this shit to me is
dominance hierarchy.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It's a joint where it's like I really don't have the time to get into it. So therefore, I just want to I can't really be around it because the way I handle something like that is not conducive for my life now.
Yeah, once you die, you can't come back around nobody.
Yeah.
So what I learned was that that same business mindset as far as like holding the business down in a impoverished community or
I was one of the first people. I had
working poor community.
I hired security, and the people used to talk shit to me like, "You bitch ass nigga, you got security." I'm like, the security ain't for me. It's really for y'all. Meaning that y'all have no idea like what the fuck I'm willing to do to y'all if y'all play with me.
Bro, you know what? I think I should have did that. I should have met you before now because I lost.
You wouldn't listen to me. I was too young.
I lost two situations. I lost 60th Street and 58th Street from violence. Yeah. And it wasn't until I learned later on, like, it was the arrogance of youth to think I can get it all back. I'm smart. I'm a businessman.
Yep.
And I would get the stuff back, but what if you would have held on to it and bought your buildings, owned the property to this day? You could have got a line of credit, equity off of what you see what I'm saying? And
hey, listen, that information, like now that's what everybody say, but I was in this shit in 2000, and the people in the 90s, and people in the 70s and 80s. I'm telling you, in 2000, that information was not ready.
It was not.
Only way I learned about credit lines, it was a black boy on Wells Fargo one day. And I just went in there. My pop used to always tell me, man, put a suit on and go in anywhere and go ask these people. They got you got money, they got money. See what the fuck they're gonna do with you.
And they'll put you in debt. They don't care.
Yeah. The white people wouldn't fuck with me. But this one black boy took a liking to me and broke down to me equity lines of credit. And this is back when an equity line of credit, if for every $20,000 you pay $70. Every $20,000 you use, you pay $70. This is not even how they set up now. This is a long ass time ago. Yeah. And I was able to get that information from that one guy. Forget his name, man, but he changed. He helped me elevate my hustle just by putting that suit on, going there and talking with some sense. And he took a liking to me, man, and he opened me up. I was already a little open, but I was opened up with the white people. When you open up with the white people, unfortunately, how I feel about, how some white people are. I'm not gonna say every white person.
Yeah.
They couldn't dare to understand, first of all, how you know something that they don't know. I wasn't taught that black people were even smart growing up. So are you just somebody that's rare, or this is like how you guys really are? So they never wanted to, and I'm talking about, I'm doing business with people. I'm 22. I'm doing business with lawyers like 50 and 30, between 30 and 50 years old. And I'm talking that shit to them. I'm telling them like, nah, man, they couldn't stand me, man. And I won't bullshit you. When I got sick and the market crashed and all that shit together, they made sure I couldn't get back in this business. Like they act like we was cool, and I would bring them deals and be like, no, we can't do that. But I send that same deal through somebody else, they still do it. But the problem is now I'm sending the deal through somebody else. This person don't got the discipline that it takes.
And they want points or whatever.
Well, not even they're gonna do the point shit. I ain't worried about that. It's the person who I'm sending to go do the deal. Now that he get to do the deal, the money in his hand. So the average person never seen, and I don't give a fuck what people say, but the average person never seen 500,000, 100,000. So everybody think that they could skim 20,000 here, they could skim 10,000 here. But when you're doing shit like real estate, man, all that shit got to go in, because at the end is the most expensive part of the fucking job, and most people don't know.
Closing, yeah.
Getting man, you may start out with a budget of $1 million, right? You might run through that whole fucking million. Now at the end, you pinching pennies to finish this job off. So something as small as a door knob, that's $10. That $10 feel like it's fucking $200 right now.
You gotta know how to manage.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why you can't skim a 10,000. Everything is all money in, and that's what people didn't understand. Dealing with that shit. So politics, your family was in the politics. Or
man, it goes back because I'm from San Diego. So my mom had me stuffing envelopes. We was active in our church, in our community. So basically, anybody from California that's watching this, John, my life was between John Adams. They didn't call them projects out here. It's just like subsidized housing.
Okay.
It's the same
thing. Yeah, same thing.
We lived in John Adams. My Aunt Doris lived in Solola. And then my Aunt Sarah lived in Solola. And my Aunt Doris lived in Bay Vista. That's the three, like today, them was the three main, like, Richard Allen, Blumberg, like they the main joints.
Yeah, Diamond Street or something.
Yeah, that was my life, and then my church. You know what I'm saying? And that's like kind of how it was, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's get to the wheelchair part.
Yeah.
So you first get into this wheelchair. How you mind telling how did that happen? What happened?
So I had a salon in Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
And I was down because I had a drug habit too.
Okay.
I got into that, and then I spent like.
What kind of drugs?
Coke.
Oh shit.
Lacing, crazy.
Okay.
Right. So my problem was I didn't have I had no fear of nothing.
Oh, so you wasn't scared of it. I got you.
Of anything, but I learned over time that you had to respect stuff.
Yeah.
So fear of guns, fear of just like
I do it
off pills.
Course.
I ain't do it off no pills. I'm just gonna do it 'cause I'm just like I'm inquisitive, I'm intelligent, I'm rough and tumble. It's
I
just
figured my way out this shit anyway.
I'm so smart, like youthful arrogance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I never did. All I did was smoke weed and drink beer my whole life. So then when I started lacing, it was bad.
Okay.
It took me. I was like 30.
And that made you like angry or some shit, or just made you
mellow? I think that what coke do, it intensify
whatever you are.
Whatever you is.
So yeah, if you horny,
so I was like,
horny,
horny, you a pussy, you gonna be a super bitch.
Yeah.
If you aggressive, you gonna be over aggressive.
Yeah.
It's be like, man, put him in the basement. Like, listen, this nigga does not need cocaine, right? Good thing he mixing it with weed.
If it's straight
you know what I'm saying? Because it just be, oh God, you know what I'm saying? So but that was the struggle because who I was.
Okay.
And it was just like, man, let the whole hood down.
Dang.
Like all of that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was bad, lost everything, because between violence and that
bad
you know what I'm saying?
So your bad decision making could have been because you was high anyway.
Well, just to getting high, you couldn't do nothing. If I wasn't getting high, I ain't making no bad decisions.
Oh shit.
So it's just like not being just using drugs. That was the bad decision to even start and try to maintain. So, and it would be like the starting and stopping. That was the suicide for me. Because I was the shit. So I could get cool. They'd be like, yeah, he cool. Nah, I seen him. He cool. Next time you see me, neck skinny, with that shit on, looking weird. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after I got like about 9 months clean for me, that was it. So actually, I got clean at ODAT.
Okay.
But like I relapsed so many times. You know what I'm saying?
So
but I got clean really in Kensington.
For real?
Yeah.
You got clean in Kensington?
I got clean in Kensington.
That's crazy.
On
the drug treatment program or something?
Yeah, Hands of Diversity.
Wow.
Frankfurt in Ontario. They still
crazy.
there. Nate and them.
Damn, that's crazy.
Back when that joint.
So you went with being some of the biggest hustlers in the city.
Yeah, listen,
the
hustlers tried to ask Champ. They tried to rescue me.
Damn, anything.
Yeah, I remember
crazy.
Champ came and got me like, yo, cause like we had a TV show down Channel 7. I was doing all this amazing stuff.
Oh, the video shit? You was a part of that?
With Gene Clear and all that back then,
shit.
bro.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Around that time, 03, 02, that's when it got bad. Cause I was hiding it. Then it got crazy. I was living downtown. School teacher down Waukesha Charter School, like I was chilling. And that stuff took you, that drug stuff took me. So one of the homies was like, nah, he getting high, low, like da-da-da-da. And then brought Champion. He wasn't supposed to bring him in. So some kind of way we met without him there. He's like, I'm gonna get with you. And then he found out what's going on, came and got me. Nah, you too good for this. 2 phones, 2 beepers, put me on 28th and Master, wherever he had the crib at, took me in there. Nah, you chilling from this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like took me under the wing.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I always love him for that.
Damn,
you know, always. Champ, always gonna be my man. You can't say nothing bad about Champ to me, bro.
Nah,
you know
I
he helped save my
again,
life.
all y'all guys are like higher classmen than me, so I probably seen y'all guys out, but y'all guys was older than me, so I didn't, you know what I mean?
This dude was like, he was everything he's a good guy, man. I don't care what nobody say about Champ, that's my man, bro.
Okay. So when you back to the youth, what do you think is the 3 major problems you see with the youth that come through this door that may some things they may be lacking as far as having them prepared to go outside to the real world?
So the 3 things wrong with the African American community, which includes the youth, is health, wealth, and educational disparities.
Health, wealth, educational disparities.
They born into it.
Okay.
They're born into poverty. So you're born with being a victim of structural inequality. That is the outcome of 92 years of Jim Crow.
So when you hear people, because being a doctor, I'm quite sure you've been in some different conversations.
Yes.
And you go in the rooms and you hear people say, well, why would they make the decision? And they don't even, when people are discussing this youth, let's say the youth now, when they talk about why would somebody be shooting and stuff, and then when they're saying that and you hear it, I know in your mind you probably thinking like,
because
well, hold on, play. I don't want nobody to get the question wrong.
All right.
What I'm saying is that I know why they're like that, but for people who didn't grow up in these neighborhoods and have one vision of how, well, my kid doesn't do it, why does your kid do it? And they act like everybody on the same level playing field. So I'm saying when you're in those rooms and those people try to talk like it's no reason why these kids are acting like this, how do you feel about that when they say that?
There is a reason, because America is anti-black.
Yeah.
It's not anti-Jewish, it's not anti-immigrant, it's anti-black skin. And there's a social infrastructure that people play into if they want to or not.
Yeah.
So if I'm a doctor, right? If I put Jonathan Rashied Raphael Wilson Jr. on my CV and put it online, no one's calling me back. You know why? Because they saw the Rashied. White people, Asians, they don't have to deal with that.
Yep.
So before if I'm selling baseball cards, they did a study, and you see a black fingertip on it, you're gonna bid for lower. Because people have been socialized to hate black.
Yep.
And that's what it is. So black people have it 10 times worse than anybody. It's structural inequality. So you got 92 years of Jim Crow, followed by the white racism culture. So if you turn on Fox.
Redlining and things.
Oh, that's Jim Crow.
Jim Crow.
That's the, you can't go to the school you want.
Yeah.
You can't
go
run
to war.
for office.
You can't get the GI Bill, but you went to war. Somehow they lost the GI Bill.
Anti-black.
Yeah, anti-black.
So I say a lot of people say anti-Semitic, right? And that is direct, and it gets to the point. Either you're anti-Zionist or anti-Jewish, right? Either one, right?
Yeah.
Depending on what you're talking about. But when you don't say anti-black, you say racism. It's too general. People need to start saying it's anti-black, that's why.
How irritated is it when you hear a white person say because they went into a room with black people and the black people is picking on them that's racist? Because when I was young, I learned it's a big difference between racism and prejudice. See, racism is you get to make rules and laws. You can actually make
You have
laws
some kind of power.
you have power. But if you come into the room and we all powerless and we you know what I'm saying?
There's no anti-white culture.
Yeah.
There's anti-black culture.
Exactly.
I just don't like you. I don't care. I think you're a criminal. I think you're not smart. I think you don't deserve reparations.
Yep.
For no reason, because I was raised that way. No one else has to deal with that.
Yeah, at the dinner table, your parents always told niggas are dumb. These are this,
yeah,
that,
so
is that.
That's the culture of it.
Yes.
So I live in a place that is anti-black. So I do a lot of work with African immigrants, right?
Yeah.
So African immigrants have it different. They've never been a minority.
Yeah.
So when they come here, who do they think they relate to? The majority. Black Africa is black. China's Chinese.
Yeah.
We live in a society that is a group of groups, right? Pluralistic society, right?
On purpose though, play, because it's not like that everywhere.
It's all good. I think it's an experiment. It didn't turn. They didn't plan this, but
I think
all things considered, this is where we live right now.
Yeah.
Right. So let's put the science on. So we live in a group of groups, and in a society like ours, the majority will discriminate against minorities.
Yes.
Period. We're a group of groups with different sizes of populations.
Like a bully culture. Like whoever got the bigger hand.
But that happens in homogeneous societies too. But we don't live in a homogeneous. We do not live in a homo. You know what makes us all Americans? The borders in which we share citizenship. That's it. But we all have different ethnic backgrounds and things like that. And it just so happens that we are the descendants of slaves.
Yep.
25% white. We're not Africans. Scientifically we're American Africans, because if you want to look at it like that, what happened to us when we were here, right? So you can look back in our DNA, you're going to see, on the maternal DNA, you're going to see we're going right to Africa. The dads, Europe. Why? Because they were representing the slaves. Yeah. So as soon as they got here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. So we're living in an anti-black culture, and those people are not recognizing that. Because it would be honest for them to do that, but they've raised to believe that.
I mean, they
believe it.
They believe Columbus discovered America, so they taught lies from the day they born.
Some of it's just like ridiculous. But if you didn't come up like me, knowing this stuff, then it's hard to. A lot of people long to be white.
Yeah.
Look what whiteness does to our society.
Yeah.
People want to lighten their skin. Look at the impact of it. The impact of
it's crazy.
The hierarchy of.
It's crazy because black is the #1 color on the spectrum. It's the most dominant color on the spectrum. You can't, you know what I mean? Black can make any other color. If it's added to certain things.
So Africa has the most diversity. So they have the dumbest person in the world and the smartest person in the world.
Just like that. Yeah, that far. Yeah.
The tallest and the shortest.
Yeah.
Because this is where everybody came from.
Yeah.
Right? So if you, this is my opinion. I had the data in front of me. But it seems to me that Europeans have probably understood this and had to do self-preservation.
Psychologically.
And that's why they had to behave the way they have. And history just converges the way it does, and things happen. Sometimes it's just, they went over there and got the technology to make guns and gunpowder. They just were able to, the way the history has made it, they came out on top for right now. So that's what it is. It just, history converges that way. It's not like it was a natural manifest destiny or any of that nonsense. It's just how it happened. Oh, the three main things. So those are the three. So here, the Fathership Foundation addresses health, wealth, and education disparities. So example would be health disparity would be, say, gun violence. Negroes ain't living past 20, they can't be granddads. So that's an issue with health. School, for the last 20, 25 years, the disparities in reading and math have kind of been the same. So we know that whatever's happening is not getting any better, it's not getting any worse. So that means we need to create some kind of thing to ameliorate what's going on. So health, wealth, we only hold 2% of the wealth in the United States. As a doctor, that's statistically impossible without 92 years of Jim Crow.
I don't even agree with
It's
all
impossible.
statistics.
It is.
I don't.
You can't.
You
So
talking about 40 million people only have 2%.
like 45. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I just don't agree. I think
it is
sometimes
impossible without
Yeah.
92 years of Jim Crow.
Yeah.
So and the inhibition of building wealth. So they shut you down. So that means Rihanna, Oprah, everybody put together is 2%. That means 98% of the wealth is going somewhere else.
Yeah,
It is impossible.
I think they use those narratives to make you feel like you can never do nothing.
What people are not thinking about is the 92 years of Jim Crow.
Yeah. But
that is the reason for everything now. That is why.
So even if you look at the 92 years of Jim Crow, right? Mm-hmm. Funny thing about business, because this is a business. America is a business.
Okay.
Business has to eat each other for business to survive.
Capitalism.
So, capitalism, right? So Rizzo made the Northeast in the 70s. Rizzo they took all the resources out of Philadelphia. We're gonna make the Northeast. Boom. And who goes Northeast? All the white people. Boom. So now those white people out there, they got houses, they got mortgages, they got $50,000 mortgages, which at the time is like having $100,000.
And it was already white.
Yeah.
And they already had everything.
So
they already had privilege.
So listen, now that's all their money, right? Their money's up there, right?
Yeah.
Now you got these niggas nobody wants to live down here. So we get these niggas these houses they don't want, right? So now what happened? Capitalism is just going smooth selling. But now those houses are paid off. These houses are paid off. Now I got to trick the kids up here to want to move down here at a higher rate, and then trick the kids down here to want to move up there. Because I got to keep these people paying mortgages and always paying interest on this money. This is some deep shit. Like when you really look at it, like, see, gentrification, everybody think is like they just decide they want to live downtown. No, gentrification is something that they put in your head. So when your daughter is 13 years old watching Sex in the City, she's like, oh, I want to live downtown. Well, downtown you gotta come.
Or friends.
Yeah.
When there's no black people that.
There's
no black people.
But what are they living in though? They're living in fucking apartments and shit downtown. So now
in New York.
Yeah. So now what are they doing now? Every metropolitan area is becoming Friends and Sex in the City now. And now we gotta get the kids from the Northeast and say, hey, y'all wanna come down here because this is more cooler. And now you took all the black people up here. And now they're gonna dilapidate this shit and keep pushing hair on them. Man, when you look at this shit, that's the beauty of getting old. Because you get to watch this shit. So I know the shit I'm saying is not even like, it's not even a theory. This is really what I seen happen.
You seen it happen?
Yeah, I seen it happen, and I had older people putting me on to the shit, and I didn't believe it. It was an older guy telling me like, yo, you won't be able to buy a house in Francisville as you get older. And when I was young, most of the houses in Francisville was either fucked up. You could run a 1-bedroom apartment.
Well, I agree with you. So one of the main things is segregation.
Yeah.
So that is kind of like you're explaining the outcomes of what happens to the psyche of people, what they believe based on where you live, and that comes from segregation. So if redlining. So they say, do not give North Philly, Southwest, West Philly no loans. Right? So what does that look like?
Or if you do get a loan, it's the highest interest rate.
Yeah.
So I can't upkeep my house.
So if you can't keep your house up, what does it look like?
Yeah, it's ran down because you also took the trades out the schools.
Yeah,
and then
multiple things.
And then the trades became, what did they become? They become all white. They won't even let black. And I'm saying this as a person who's a skilled person in the trades.
And it comes back to anti-blackness.
Yes. But what I'm saying is that yes, exactly, is anti-blackness that's a part of the mill. But the main part of the mill is I'm gonna keep you dumb motherfuckers fighting with each other going this way while we running off with the bags.
But without anti-blackness, none of it's possible.
No, yeah, you got
Check this out. When I talk about reparations, people say, what does it look like? You know what it looks like?
Trillions of dollars.
No. Because first of all, it's not just a check. Let's get that straight.
It's land.
It looks like the programs of the pandemic. That's what reparations for black people look like. The same no interest loans, all of that. All of that is what reparations looks like. That's what it looks like. The low interest loans, the this, the that, the SBA, the this, the that.
How did you feel about the pandemic when you
I came up with the pandemic.
You came up?
All I needed was the pandemic.
Okay. So
the low interest loans, the government programs.
So you was in pocket when it happened and you were ready to receive
I was ready.
So,
but how many other people are ready?
So this is the other part of it. When you seeing some people treat the pandemic like it was 85 in the dope game, and you knew like this ain't gonna last too much longer. And I see people
Those were
now,
the uninformed people, but
Yeah,
all
so-
my homies came up.
So what I'm saying is that I see people now talk about the pandemic like it's gonna come back. And
No, that's
and
all. You need
and
reparations.
And it reminds me of when I hear people in the 90s talk about how much money they was making in the 80s. And it's funny as shit because it's like everything happens in life. Sometimes like it's a glitch in the matrix. And when that glitch come, you need to
I
be
know
ready.
it's never gonna happen again.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, my man
Yeah.
Mike Reason went to college. He's like, yo, listen, they got this money going on. Da-da-da. I'm like, for real? I just got 20,000. I'm like, for real? Yeah. So you got EIN? You got this? I'm like, yeah. Well, listen, call this person. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. I'm like, this was never gonna happen again.
Never gonna happen again.
But this is what we needed.
Yeah. Well, for the ones that took advantage of it, and something else I want to talk to you about because you was talking about grants one day. I seen you talking about grants.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've had my own business since I was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, I had a clothing line, and we were getting big, but we did the masterpiece style out the trunk.
Yeah.
But after a while, you hit a ceiling. You hit a ceiling because you can't keep just driving to every neighbor and everything. And me and my brother and best friend, we wanted to get into advertising, buying TV dials. So they sent us to 3 different places, man. One place was Universal Business Center. One place was another place on 45th and Market. I want to say, or 40-something Market.
48th, the
somewhere.
Enterprise Center.
Enterprise Center.
I've been there for a while.
We went to every one of these centers, man.
Across from the car wash in the back. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, we went to every last one of them, man. And I want to choose my words wisely. It was like the old regime was not trying to let these young guys with this idea. Yeah, the gatekeepers wasn't trying to let us in. And they did a lot of nut shit, man. They sent us, they made us use this accountant. He didn't even understand how to do a Philadelphia BPT tax, the NFT, business privilege, or the net profit tax. He didn't even understand how to do that type of shit. Mm-hmm. But they sent me to him, and I had to get my paperwork done from him, and he pretty much fucked around my paperwork. I mean, it was pretty much like the gatekeeper sent me to every bullshit vendor to bleed my pockets and not give me anything. And at that point, man, I never wanted to fuck with grants, any of that shit with certain people after that, especially the old regime. Like I don't fuck with the old regime at all. Like I have a very bad experience with them because I thought
when you say regime, you say political regime. Is that what you mean?
Well, the political regime put those people put those people in place.
Yeah.
They put those people in place, you know.
All right, okay.
So I see. So I'm not a part of the grant industry now. I never was. So now I'm actually. Has it changed from the way it was?
No, I think that what we're missing in the African American community when it comes to the health, wealth, let's talk about wealth disparities. Mm-hmm. We don't have the information, man. Yeah. And then the Negroes that got the information don't want to give it up.
Yeah, they don't want to give it up.
Yeah, so that's why I be like,
I see you have that class.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna do it for a bean, for $50 because like my girl was saying, like people not, you know,
they don't understand $300.
They might not have it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm gonna do it for less. But people, if they care, they're gonna prepare, and that means even saving and putting their $50 away to do it. So I think 50 is because I'm from the streets, mm-hmm. from the hood, from working poor background. I know that $50 is a sacrifice. Could be your phone bill, could be something for your kid, or some sneaks or something, or something mm-hmm. to catch on sale. But that's big enough sacrifice, because if they don't do that, then I can't work with them.
So, and with those grants, mm-hmm. are they streamlined, or is like, it's like throwing wet tissue on the wall and hope something sticks?
No, you gotta know what you're doing. Okay. So you gotta learn the system, like anything. Like you know how to play basketball, you gotta learn how to do all kind of stuff. You gotta know the positions, coaches, what to listen, what not to, how to deal with your friends, anything. If you learn how
you understand the grant business that much?
Yeah, well, I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
So when I went, let me just give you my history. So when I went to, when I got shot in 11. And then I went back to get my master's in 12. Okay. I already had a degree in special ed. Okay. I went back and got a degree in master's in social work. Then I got a master's in human services administration because I had the passion and the experience to do all this, but I needed the theory.
Yes.
Yeah, you needed that, or you wasn't going to float. So what I did was I went back and I had a business plan and all that when I got into the master's program. I must have presented the concept of the Fathership Foundation 15 different times, 15 different ways. You see what I'm saying?
I had about 5 different business plans.
Yeah,
so
so
and they made me use their people to make
it. I paid $500 for that business plan.
2,000.
That was
I paid 2,000. So
and that was a sacrifice at that time. And then after that, I launched it in 2013. I thought I was so hot because the programs is crazy. You see, they still paying me today, like the same initial programs.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
And then I went, but I just, like I wanted to do everything Dope Boy Fresh. And I knew that I was going to do that I knew it was going to be dope, right? So, but what I didn't understand, it was about raising money. I actually dropped the ball, bro. So I had somebody saw what I was doing, but I was so naive and I just didn't know what I didn't know. They got me a sit down with Fred Sears. Fred Sears was the executive director of the, or CEO, whatever his position was, of the Delaware Foundation. He managed $300 million.
Got to be allocated.
And I didn't, So foundations manage money for people that are dead or alive. They don't have time. They're doing whatever they do.
Yeah.
So they'll say, on my deathbed, I want to help. I want to help kids foster care.
Yeah.
That when they turn 18, So Delaware Foundation say, all right, Mr. Linfest or whoever you are, Mr. Rockefeller, we're gonna make a grant for this, and then whoever do that work, they apply for that grant, and that's how it gets down to the community.
How many grants do you see go a year that people never get a chance to claim?
I don't know. It's probably thousands.
Thousands of grants or thousands
so
of dollars.
So this how funding goes. It's not just grants. Grants is not a big part of funding.
Okay.
So you have foundations, like I just talked about, Philadelphia Foundation, Delaware Foundation. Then you have individuals, right? Then you have the diversity or the community investment department of IBM, Apple, or whoever. You got those, and then you got your government. Who do you think give out the most money?
I think government. But
nah, man, individuals.
Okay.
The government's like not that much, bro. They making mini grants and coming down.
Okay.
And putting them down. That's it. But if you don't know that, you need to go find the individuals that's giving out money. You see what I'm saying? So we get donations here at the Partnership Foundation. The internet don't ever close.
Okay.
They go in there, see what we doing, it's 50, 60, 100, 1,000. So we just try to do good every month. On top of grants.
Okay.
On top of individuals. On top of foundations.
So when people see the work and they see that you have
you need to publish everything. A lot of stuff we can go into, I'll probably do in the course. But whatever you do, you need to save it. Like it's all dunks, no lads with us. So I have to tape it or you won't believe it.
Okay.
Go on our gram, like, who's doing what we doing? You got to see it or you won't believe that I did it. Or we did it together as a team. So you want to be publishing, social media. Social media allows you to compete with the big boys. March of Dimes, Ronald McDonald. That's what I'm on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's your trajectory.
Yeah, and a small nonprofit is like 3 to 5 million. That's a small nonprofit. So that's, you know what I mean? Then the big ones is the 100 million. And then when you start getting like that, you start grant making. Okay. So then I come up with my own grants, like the government. Hey, got a grant for this or that. And send your stuff in, send your RFP in. So it's a lot of money out there. The main thing you need is to be organized so that people will give you money. Nobody's gonna give you money. If they got money, it's for a reason.
So I deal with a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And I talk about graveyards and stuff like that. I know a couple people that have their stuff in order, but don't know where to go.
Let me tell you something. And their programs end up in the program graveyard.
So hold on, play.
A lot of times, don't they?
What I'm saying is, well, they're not there yet. Yeah. What I'm saying is that's usually where they lined up at, right? But now that I know a guy like you, maybe we could put together a special class. I'll pay for each individual to come in here and have it like something like that. Like I'm dead serious because like you only as good as the things that you know. And I know what it's like to be that entrepreneur.
And I ain't no hater.
Yeah.
I want everybody to get the info. Everybody, because I know that.
Well, I see that, and I feel that in your spirits. And the reason why I'm saying I want to do that because it's a lot of people who just I know what it's like to go downtown looking for questions. And they, first of all, the people down there don't know shit. So it's not gonna say none of the people.
They just happy they got a job down the city.
And the people you got to get to it's like damn near trying to be in a nightclub, trying to get to the boy that's like the main dude behind the red rope, and you at the front door trying to get in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's what it feels like when you go downtown. Not saying everybody, people down there do know their job. I don't want to,
Yeah.
but it's people down there who are not savvy in what these people are trying to do.
You need mentors, man.
Yeah.
So the mentors are the ones that help you get through them gatekeepers and stuff.
Correct.
So they got a rumor about me. If you're younger than me or older than me, if I stand close to you, I might fuck around and make you my mentor. You see what I'm saying? Because you gotta get the information.
Yeah.
There's no hate in my DNA. And I think that is DNA. I think that some people are just naturally want to compete with people. And it inhibits them from succeeding because they end up not perceiving that whole situation correctly, where be free with information. People be free with you. Or if they are not, if they gatekeepers, get away from them.
So tell me this. So
Gatekeepers and flatterers, I stay away from.
So when things like the Roots picnic and things like that happen, is that's a grant based thing? Like cause you bring commerce to the city?
They done
Okay.
There's probably opportunities with that with the business model.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But you gotta probably Google and look into the festival business model.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of different kinds of grants. There's grants for entrepreneurs to come in and do things like Amazon, to come into your town. They're gonna get tax breaks.
Yeah, like the one out here.
They're gonna get all kind of stuff. So you gotta understand what the government's giving away to help the community. And that's all it is. Now, recently, small nonprofits since the pandemic have been getting about, I'd say, double the money that they were getting before.
For real.
Because they weren't, because we just got lucky and got a group of politicians that were all on the same page, and we're the chocolate part of a red state.
Yes,
so
we are. Yeah,
you're gonna get
yeah.
Joanna McClinton. You got heavy hitters. Joanna McClinton, heavy hitter. Heavy hitter. Used to be a public defender. The new lady that's running for DA, she used to be a public defender. Kenyatta Johnson from the P.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Jordan Harris,
started in
monster.
City. Started in the city. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Started in the city.
Look. Who else? Jamie Gordier doing all that stuff with housing. You don't get this in Toledo, Ohio, San Diego, California.
No, not at
all. All these people in one part, and it all stems
in
back to because this is a hub of the Underground Railroad. So you have free blacks here.
Yep.
And we stand on the shoulders of these people. William Still, he was down at Fifth and Arch. So you go to him first. He gets you in Wilmington. That's why so many niggas in Wilmington, right? Negroes rather. And then she gets you to him.
Yeah, she running the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, this is the three principal people. She gets you to him. He gets you to him. He gets you to Canada or New York. That's why so many black people here. And they was moving. Octavius B. Cato, crushing.
So when you came to see, I've been in Philadelphia all my life, but I traveled all around the country.
Right.
I'm a guy. I'm always in different cities. So coming from San Diego, but you was around Black Panthers. But I know that most people, when I leave the city and go to these other towns, the arrogance of a Philadelphia person, or just like, cause white, I
say meanness, man.
He said
it
meanness.
Ain't arrogance. It's just like
I think it's a
mean.
John like
Philly mean, bro.
I think maybe mean to each other, but I think like
mean to outsiders. You don't when they come here, you don't speak to nobody. San Diego's, hey, what's going on? Yo, what's up?
I know it's funny because right down the street in Maryland, it ain't far from here at all. A good friend of mine left Philadelphia and moved down there, and when he came back here just to visit, he speak to people. I'm like, and this is like, I'm like 20. I'm like, man, the fuck wrong with you?
But yeah,
he was like, yo, he's like, no, man, this
and
is
it's
what they
cliquish,
do.
and it's cliquish too.
Extremely cliquish.
And people and hating is okay.
Hating is a disease.
Hating is a disease, bro. Like if you look at my stuff on the gram, think about the other organizations. I ain't gonna say their names. You'll never see them liking my stuff. And I'm out here all done, behind the back. You don't see them liking nothing. It's a hating ass place. But I ain't gonna hate on it. It's not my DNA to do it. I want to work with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's why I'm winning.
You're not from the fabric. Your fabric is different. You're not making the same fabric they're made from. You got an injection of different things. You know what I mean?
And I went to school in Europe, so that just
so the world looked totally different.
It's totally different. We need to collaborate. I see the value in others.
Yeah, the most money you're gonna make is collaboration. Like that's you on a mountain by yourself ain't gonna work. You know, it's only gonna last but for so long. And then when you have that one accident,
can't do it all alone. Now I gotta be. The one thing I don't do is I don't do partnerships. So all my homies, because I grew up in a sit-tight, dope boy environment out here, where everybody had their own coke. That makes any sense. So we all coming together.
Like a co-op.
We come together like a co-op. So
cop like a co-op.
if you got a nonprofit, I'll work with you. If you trying to get up, I'll help you.
But you gotta have.
But
your
I'm
own
not
shit.
partnering 50% money, 50% because I got to be the sole decision maker.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
people got
Other than
different
that,
people got other intentions.
they can do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's why nobody can mess up my situation.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes it takes one sole decision maker.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I had a brother, a twin brother or something. I don't know, but other than that, I don't do partners.
Hey man.
Or fiscal sponsors. So
you don't do fiscal sponsors?
No. My money's never going in your account and then you tell me what's going on.
Oh, I don't even know what that means.
So a lot of times if you don't got a history in this game, you need a fiduciary, a sponsor, financial sponsor. So that'd be the urban, what's it? The
Urban League or some shit?
Not an urban, something coalition.
I don't know.
Whatever that is, they do it and they help people and it's good. So like when you go for the big money, like the millions and stuff like that, a lot of times you gotta have a sponsor or something like that. But I don't do none of that.
Do you mind me asking, like, what's the biggest grant you ever got? The biggest?
Probably like 200,000.
200,000. Okay.
A couple times a year, something like that.
Sweet.
Yeah, but I've been around for 13 years. Filed my taxes. They see what I'm doing.
Everything.
I went to school for it too.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be somebody that got the theory of what to do and what not to do. A lot of mistakes I'm not gonna make. Listen, bro. I meet people that's been in this business and they don't got a fact sheet or a standard proposal. I'm like, how are you surviving? I might start the same program 5 or 6 times. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? Hey, is the wine good? Is the cheese good? Oh man, let me what's your name? Oh man, you doing the podcast, John? Oh, you are a funder. Oh wow, man, let me get on your calendar. I'm gonna send you my fact sheet. 1 pager. You're gonna lose it, right? Call you, I'm gonna follow up. Professionalism. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I met you at the Wine and Cheese for President Biden. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, can I get on your calendar? I know you're busy, man. I've been busy as well. I'll see you Tuesday. Don't even remember me, right? I come in, yo, still got the fact sheet? Oh man, I'm busy. Helen, print out the fact sheet, give it to everybody. Now we're going over the facts of my organization to see if I align with your mission and vision. That's it. Yeah, this is good, man. Yeah, send us a proposal.
Boom, it's already ready. Yeah, right there, you got
Boom. I might have 5 of them in a week. Yeah, man, I'm having a tournament on July 21st, man. We're gonna need about 5,000, 10,000 to do that. I'm gonna send a proposal over to you. 1 person, 2 person, 5 people might pay for the same situation. So I get there and now I got the money to make that joint crank. Publish it. I see y'all again next year. All right.
Dang, that's decent.
You need the fact sheet and the proposal. And then you gotta be in them circles where them people are. They gotta know your name.
I don't think people really forget you with the wheelchair. I mean, quite sure.
I make sure I stand this joint up.
Okay.
So it's a standard.
Yeah.
So that's one of my
taking it with the pictures when you.
That's one of my tricks. So I get around. Now you remember me. Now you remember me.
Yeah.
All right, see y'all. That's the board. So and then also around election time, that's when your politicians are most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So, and I don't mean vulnerable, but like take advantage of them, but more like more open to visits.
Yeah, they need things to happen for them.
Meet and greets and associating with positive people that are producing the outcomes for other funders.
Correct.
So one of the things that I do is, man, I make sure that they come and speak to my kids, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I try to get in the African American community, and I make sure that these little kids see those people, and it's a win-win situation because
they can touch them.
They know they can become this, and then now they know me and they can tell somebody about it, even if it's their wife. Yeah, I went over there today, man. I said, I'm like a Black History Museum mixed with a library, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So word of mouth, as you know, just like with selling coke, they got oils over there. That's the key.
That's the key.
The word of mouth.
Right.
So we got oils.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, man, this has been a great interview. I gotta wrap this up, man. All right, so I want to thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, man. This was a great conversation, man.
Let's do it again, man.
Definitely.
Maybe next year or something.
This is Sharif Hangers with Just Convos. We're signing out from the Fathership Foundation with Dr. John Wilson. Man, you have a great time, and thank you again, man. I'm so glad you allowed us to have this. First doctor we had on the program. You know the other one. This first one.
I got a whole team with us, man. Dr. Hitchens and Dr. Payne, man. We ain't getting the research part, so we can do that too.
All right, man. Thank you, man.
No problem, bro.